Mike McCool here. I'm in the Royal Examiner studio today, and with me is Vicki Davies. Vicki is the Chief Executive Officer and Chief Bottle Washer, she tells me, at the St. Luke's Community Clinic. So if you're not familiar with the clinic, Vicki, why don't you tell us what it is and all the great things you do over there, and what's the purpose of the clinic?
The purpose of the clinic is to offer quality health care to people that are uninsured and low income of Warren County, Virginia. We were formed in 1996 by some concerned citizens, doctors, and the Presbyterian Church. We are a faith-based clinic. We were founded by the church, and we offer medical care. We have a primary care provider. We offer limited dental, and I say limited because right now, because of COVID, we're only doing extractions. But before COVID, we did fillings and dentures, but we're limited to that. We offer women's health. Women can come in and get cervical and breast cancer screening. We do pap smears and mammograms for them. We have a chiropractor that comes once a month, and we have an ear, nose, and throat doctor that comes once a month. And the great Front Royal Lions Club comes once a month and screens people for eligibility for glasses and eye exams. So we're one-stop shop.
How many people run through the clinic each month?
Can I give you a yearly number?
Yeah, that's probably the one. That's probably the one you have better.
We have over 3,000 visits a year, but we have about 800, round off, about 800 patients at the clinic.
Wow.
That come throughout the year.
And if the clinic wasn't here, where would these people go? The emergency room?
They probably would go to the emergency room, and we do so much. I forgot to mention one thing. We offer mental health too. So I'm sorry I forgot that, but sometimes I have to write it down, the list of what we offer. Yeah, we're helping.
And that varies, like you said. This month I could offer more. Next month
That's
depends
right.
on the funding. So,
right.
But I understand that people use the people without insurance and income sources have a tendency to use the emergency room as their doctor's office. And because I can remember talking to some of the doctors that have worked there, it's to their best interest to help fund and support the clinic because it keeps the load off the emergency room, which is 10 times as expensive as running or going to your doctor or going to the clinic.
That's true, and especially if you have like an abscessed tooth, you don't have insurance. You can come to the clinic and get an antibiotic, and then we can assess it and see if it needs pulling. So, and let me say that over 50% of our patients work. So they work at jobs that don't offer insurance. They may, work at small businesses, fast foods, or they may be self-employed. But most of our patients do work.
Well, that's good. So the clinic runs on funding, and I think that's what we want to really talk about today is
yes.
Some funding ideas that the clinic is doing. I mean, this COVID situation has really hurt a lot of, other than businesses, a lot of our civic organizations, their typical and standard fundraising techniques have kind of changed or stopped, and so we're looking at new ways to keep the monies flowing, and so we can keep the services flowing. So this year you've come up with something different. What is it?
Well, we usually do once a year. We have a big banquet with a dinner and an online with a live auction and a silent auction, but we couldn't have that this year, so we're just having a silent auction. And that's it, basically.
Online.
Online. Yeah.
And I was looking at the site. There's some good stuff on there so far. And,
yes.
And more to go. So when's the cutoff date on the auction?
Well, it starts Monday the 21st, and it goes through the 26th, which is Saturday, because that's the normal date we would have our regular events. So we decided to have it, for those 5 days and have the cutoff date.
So you can keep bidding on these items.
You can keep bidding, and we're still putting things on. You can go online now and look at some of the things. You can download an app from Bid Beacon, and if you like something, you can tag it, and then if you're outbid, it'll let you know.
So you have real bidding software on there, other than someone trying to do it all manually.
Right.
So that's great. The one about using the technology to do it. It's really a good support of the clinic. I know I've had to visit Vicki with my brother a few years ago, and
Right.
you really got him through a hard time that he was struggling financially, and provided services and some prescriptions that he needed, and I appreciate that, and I know that there's a lot of organizations like the St. Luke's Clinic in our town that we just don't know about or not being supported by a lot of people, and
Right.
I think this auction is a good way to do it. Of course, they will take your cash donation with
We will. And we are nonprofit, so you do get a credit on
There
your
you
taxes.
go.
Right.
Well, I mean, you got it all covered. But again, if you've never, it's really a good service, and it's thorough. It's not just here's an aspirin, come back tomorrow.
No,
I mean,
no.
this is real medical care.
It's like going to a doctor's office.
Exactly.
It's exactly the same thing, except we offer a lot more.
And probably your doctor volunteers there, because I noticed you got quite a few physicians that have
We
come
have-
in and out.
Yeah, we have one paid PA, and then we have volunteer doctors. We have a volunteer medical director and a volunteer dental director. And we spend a lot more time with our patients than a normal doctor's office would. And we help them find other resources. Like if they're eligible for Medicaid, we walk them through that and help them get Medicaid. Or if they're a veteran, we connect them with the veterans group and help them get their veterans benefits. So we do a lot more.
People sometimes they just need a little help.
They do. People do need a little
when
help.
you're down and then you get a medical condition on top of being, a situation that life happens sometimes, that, it's always nice to have that person sitting there with a helping hand and helping you back up on your feet. And this is what the St. Luke's Clinic does. I think it's a service that we really don't hear much about.
No.
But 800 patients, 3,000 visits a year is a lot.
That's a lot.
For a place where you're at. Now, the address where you're located?
316 North Royal Avenue.
You can't miss it. Nice little house setting right there.
The CCAP's in our basement,
That's
and they
right.
offer services. They offer food, clothing, and help with utility bills, mortgage, rent, and things like that.
I was just curious. It popped in my head here, so it's not something we planned, but do people volunteer at your clinic?
We do have a lot of volunteers right now. We've lost a lot of them because of COVID.
And a lot of them are a little older.
And
so.
they're all older. we have a lot of volunteers in their 80s, and we understand why they're not there. And we touch base with them on a weekly basis. We send out a little newsletter, tell them what we're doing, and we call them periodically to see how they're doing, because we're concerned about those people being at home alone and making sure they're getting their needs met too. But we're always needing new volunteers. We need nurses. We get nursing students from Shenandoah and Lord Fairfax. We get nurse practitioner students. So you're getting really good care there, because you get all these people that come in and volunteer.
And their heart's in the right place.
Right.
I think that's important too. So if you're looking for something to do and you have any inclination at all to help in the medical field, or you maybe a previous life you were doing something like that, reach out to Vicki at the St. Luke's Clinic, and I'm sure she'll find a work that you can do.
Yeah, we have a young man now that all he does is our yard work, and he volunteers his time. And I recruited someone he was bringing in stuff for the auction, and now he's filing charts. So.
Well, there's people are looking. People want to give back to the community, and you don't have to be a doctor to do it.
No.
Like you're doing yard work, you're filing charts, you're sweeping the floor. I mean, there's always something people can do in any of these organizations.
Yeah.
And all you have to do is ask and reach out to them, and you'll be appreciated to do that. And it feels real good to help somebody that's not asked. That you're not telling them, so to speak. You do it in private. You can do your support, and I think we need that for our own mental health.
Yes.
And I think helping others is something good for us to do.
And it makes you feel good to do something good for others. It makes you feel good inside.
Well, I know things that people feel that way at your place, and I've like I said, I've had some dealings with your staff, and they were always very generous with their time and caring that they have there. So we want to support this auction. It's online right now. I guess the best place, the link is just go to the clinic page, and then
you can go to the clinic, and then you can go to events and scroll down a little bit, and it'll take you right to Bid Beacon, and it'll show you how to do it. If you have any problems, you can call the clinic, and we'll walk you through it. You can get the app, Bid Beacon.
Sure.
Also.
It works kind of like eBay.
Kind of like eBay, yeah.
So we'll put those links in the story for people to be able to click on, go over to your page, check out the clinic too, and see all the things that they do, and then get on that auction page and see if there's something there that.
And one thing I want to say, if there's something you like on the auction, you can call us and have a private viewing of that item. Like we have a size 10 wedding dress that no one's ever worn, but somebody might want to come in and try it on. So we can
Sure.
have a private viewing of any of the artwork or any of the items we have.
Well, that's a
Just
good
call
idea.
us, yeah.
It's nice to be able to sometimes see it ahead of time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, bid on it anyway because,
It's for
whether
a
you
good
need it or not,
cause.
it's for a good cause.
And we have a variety of things.
And if I can't, y'all put it back next year's on the.
That's right, you'll see it again.
Well, please support the St. Luke Community Clinic. They do a great work here in our community for those that don't have insurance, maybe a little less fortunate, which
Right.
there's a lot of that going on.
There is a lot of
right-
that. And
right
we also have people that have insurance, not very many, but their deductible's so high they can't afford to go to the
Exactly,
doctor.
right.
So we let them come in too. We
Right.
don't turn anyone down basically. Because we're here to serve the community. So we kind of
Well,
let
we-
anyone come in that has a need.
I'm going to read that in mind. I might have a need. See, I can't see my doctor. Are you open? Yes, I can fit you right in. No. Just leave it. We put a little jar on the counter there. Put your donations right in there. But please support the St. Luke's Clinic. It's a great work. The auction is going on now. Well, actually starting Monday.
Right.
And it'll run through the 26th, and it's a great cause. And,
Right.
I hope it's very successful for you, and maybe
Thank you.
something you'll continue to do as well, as maybe even and incorporate it in with the live auction.
Yeah, we may do
you
it
can
again
that,
in
yeah.
6 months down the road if it's
Well, now that you can do it when you're actually, if you go back to doing it live, you can do it online,
Yeah.
and some guy's outbidding you there online. I see it all the time on the auctions, when they do the Barrett Jackson car auction. The
yes.
internet auctions are better attended than the live auction.
Yes. And I want to say we are doing COVID testing.
Okay.
And giving flu shots. But if you want to get COVID tested or a flu shot, you need to call first so we can, have an opening for you.
Right.
Doesn't take but a couple of minutes, but we want to make sure we're open and have a time slot.
The waiting room is not too full.
No, well, the COVID testing you do outside or in your car. You just pull your car up and
okay.
call us, and we'll come
Take
out to
the
your
Q-tip
car.
into the
Yeah.
nasal swab.
And it's free. It's no charge.
How long does it take to get the results?
It takes about a week. We send it to Richmond, to the health department. Now, it's funny because if it's positive, it comes back the next day.
Isn't that funny?
But if it's negative, it takes about a week.
How does that work?
I don't know. I figured that one out.
Well, to wait a week to get a positive test doesn't really tell you much, does
No.
it? That's the thing about the testing. If we don't know now, tomorrow I might have it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I'm glad you're in business, and
Thank
it's a shame
you.
that you are, but we're glad you're here. It's one of those things that we always wish we didn't have these kind of things, but it'll never go away. I think.
And it's a good thing we have it. In
We do.
Virginia,
Not
we're
every
lucky.
community does.
No, not every community does, but we're lucky in the state of Virginia. We have a lot of free medical clinics.
That's great. So there's no excuse
No.
to not.
No
to
excuse not to go to the doctor for a reason.
That's right.
Because if you don't have the money, you can come to us.
That's right. That's great, Vicki. Really appreciate all the good work you do there.
Thank you.
And congratulations to your staff. Tell them that we appreciate them. And please support this auction and help the funds keep rolling in for the... and if you have an item, maybe you'll get on there and you might have an item to donate.
That's
That you
right.
think you might have something that you would donate to them and it would be of value to the auction. Give Vicki a call. She'd really appreciate that.
Because we have until Monday to put everything on there. And then I think we can still slide things in.
Well, sure, if it's really good.
Yeah, if it's good. And we have some good stuff.
All right. We're going to check it out. Again, thanks again, Vicki.
Thank you.
And keep up the good work.
Okay.